Long Island's Best Young Artists at the Heckscher Museum 2015. Interview with Antonia Bentel. Her artwork Unbridled is on display in this year's exhibition.
My name is Antonia Bentel. I go to the Portledge School in Locust Valley, New York, and I'm in the 11th grade.
That's great. Well, congratulations. Your artwork
you.
is on display in a nationally renowned museum. What is one word you would use to describe this experience?
The one word I would choose to describe this experience is humbled. I am so happy to be a part and so proud to be a part of, a great kind of community of young artists from across, the Long Island, coming together, at a really great and, recognized museum. I just think it's an amazing opportunity, and I'm so grateful for it.
And what was your reaction when you first heard that your work was selected for Long Island's Best?
I was very excited when I got the email, and my teachers at Portledge told me. I was so happy to be a part of it again because I entered and I was lucky enough to be a part of Long Island's Best last year.
What was the work on display in the museum that was the inspiration for your piece?
The inspiration for my piece was Mr. Armstrong's piece Untitled. I was inspired by this piece mainly because he set his stop at infinity, and so he blurred everything, and the piece is a little disturbing and mysterious, and the viewer doesn't necessarily know what to make of it, and so I was inspired by that piece to create something that could be reflective of my life and my experiences.
And you mentioned that it was a multimedia piece. So what were the media? What was all the media that you used to create this?
So I used a digital camera to capture the photograph of a dancer friend of mine wearing primary colors, which kind of contrasts against the drab institutional wall behind her. And so I took the photograph. I printed it large at first, and I was ready to submit that on its own. However, I just thought that maybe I could do something more, and I could create, some more content from this. And so I printed the photograph on acetate, cutting out certain parts of the photograph on Photoshop in order to accentuate it, and I put each clear acetate layer behind plexiglass, thick acrylic plexiglass, and then I built the stand. I put it on rugged wood. I drilled everything, and then I put a light fixture in, and I did the electrical work on that as well. So I did, it was a lot going into it, but I wanted to use the light in order to kind of give a 3D film still almost, and sort of having the subject be move, although it was in she's moving in a photograph, which is stationary.
Well, I think you did a really great job. And
thank you.
Do you think your finished product is how you envisioned it initially?
As I said before, originally I just thought, when I set up my outside studio, when I was, taking photographs of my my friend, I thought that, I'm going to use this photograph and I'm going to use the effects of blur to kind of, taking my inspiration from Mr. Armstrong's piece. But then, upon, making, printing the photograph and making it larger and, kind of examining it with a critical eye, I decided that I could do more. So definitely, it's not how I at first envisioned it, no.
Well, thank you for that. You've participated in Long Island's Best last year, and you are in the 11th grade?
Yes.
Do you think you'll participate next year again?
Oh, definitely. I'm so happy to be a part of this, and it's great to create new art, and it's wonderful to be able to draw inspiration, from really, wonderful world-renowned artists who are on display at the Heckscher, and so I'm, definitely going to participate next year.
Oh, that's great. And I have one last question. Do you plan to pursue art or a related field in art in college?
Definitely. I participate in all different mediums of art. For instance, I'm the editor-in-chief of my school newspaper, but also the chief graphic designer, and of my school newspaper and the literary magazine, and so I'm really interested in graphic design. In college, I don't know if I necessarily want to limit myself to just focusing on one medium, because there's so much one can do in all mediums, and I feel like art is about the expression and what you want out of it, and it's not necessarily all about, I'm going to channel it onto sculpture. However, if I were to do that, I think that's great and, just as rewarding. So I definitely would want to pursue art in college and, in future studies. However, not just in one thing. So.
Well, thank you so much, Antonia.
Thank you.